Hey everybody, how's it going today? I wanted to come do just a short little video for you about a rig that I've used for a long time, and I know a lot of y'all out there have already used it. But I've had several people ask me, "Man, what kind of rig is that?" And I'd show them, and they said they'd never seen it before. So I thought if there was a couple who hadn't seen it, maybe there's some more. And I wanted to share it with you guys. It's a rig that, if you're gonna fish in some rocky conditions with a lot of snags, things like that, like I do on the Mississippi River. It's really snaggy. So you got to have something to save yourself some gear, hooks, swivels, leaders, things like that. And it can also save you some fish. Because if you get hung up with a big fish on the end of the line and you have to break him off, that's one of the worst feelings ever. So I'm going to share this easy little rig with you and see if it can't help you save some fish, save some tackle, save some money, and have a little better time out on the water. All right, here we go. All righty, folks. Here's everything you're going to need to tie up this rig. And a few things you're not necessarily going to have, but just some things I add it's what I use, and I think it makes it a little better. First of all, you're going to need some sort of leader material. This is Andy brand, 100-pound clear. That's what I use. Obviously a weight, whatever kind of weight you want. A 3-way swivel of some sort. You can use, this one's just the little cheap one from Walmart that I've had great luck with. Never had one fail me. I've got some crane swivels. You can use those, they're fine. You can actually use just a straight swivel, and they work fine too, but personal preference on that. You need some sort of hook, obviously, and this is a 12-aught River Cats tackle hook. I'll link that website in the description if you can go check them out. They're great hooks, what I use. Now, I've already snelled that and got me a little piece of leader line cut. Oh, and also you're going to need some 15-pound mono. You can use 20, 25. I wouldn't go no lighter than 15, but to me 15 just works the best. I've tried all kinds and it works the best for me. So what you're going to do is make this leader as long as you want it. I will say for this rig, a shorter leader line works better. I'll show you why. And when I say short, 12 inches, 14 inches works pretty good. Nothing fancy on the knots here. That's just an improved clinch knot that Bill Dance taught us all how to tie when we was about 10 years old. Same thing. This thicker line, it is a little tougher to get a good knot, but you can do it. It ain't hard. All right, cinch that down. Cut off our excess. Good pair of scissors makes that easier too. So there you go. There's one loop on your 3-way swivel, and then, boy, these bugs is terrible. Take your 15-pound, come over here, tie it up, same knot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Now, the idea is you have to have your breakaway line. That's what this is. The small line is goes to your sinker. You want your sinker on it, and you want it to be quite a bit longer than your leader line. And the idea is, here's your sinker. It's going to be down on the bottom. That keeps your hook up off the bottom. And if you got any current like I do, it's probably going to be sticking way up off the bottom. So that way your hook and your bait and everything's not down here in the rocks and the snags. And also when you're reeling in, this is going through the snags and the rocks, your sinker is. Or when you get a fish on and he's dragging you through the rocks, well, that sinker is going to get hung up first because this ain't on the bottom, right? That 15-pound line, boom, you can pop it real quick. You get back your swivel, you get back your leader, you get back your hook, and hopefully you get back your fish. All right, now that you've got the basic rig and you know how to tie that, here's a few other little things that just I like to do that I think help. We're not going to go through the whole process again, but I'm going to go ahead and snell up a new hook. All right, and if you're going to be adding, like I am, rattles and spooks and things like that, you want to cut off a little extra and then still leave yourself plenty of room to tie a knot. So let's tighten this up. And what I do is, this is just 1/4 inch, some little bitty 1/4 inch vacuum line. Got a whole big roll of it. I just cut off little pieces about 3 inches, 4 inches. It's up to you, really. It just depends on how far you want your rattle away from your hook. I like my rattle to be at least 3-4 inches away from the hook. So anyway, just slide that on your line, slide that right down to the eye of your hook. And then you can take you some of these little either inline rattles, or if you wanted to put a spook on here, you could do that. I would advise against that if you're in very much current. I've tried that, and if you get a lot of current with a big old spook on there, it tends to helicopter a lot and gets twisted up and makes a mess. These little things are perfect for current, because you know it's going to be sitting out there like that and flowing in the current, and these are going to make a lot of racket. So anyway, let's tie that up. Show you how this all comes together. All right. Trim that off. And there you go. You got your rattles. They're up away from your bait and your hook, so if fish does come along and bite it, he's not going to be getting those in his mouth and potentially messing with your hook set. And then here's the breakaway line, all the way down here, so this is up off the bottom. Something else I like to do, you don't have to do it all. I buy these clips. You can get a whole big box of these clips off of Amazon, real cheap. And they look just like that. And get ones that's big enough for a, you know, a pretty big sinker. Tie one of these on. Oop. Get that all snugged up. Fingers ain't wanting to work today. Anyway, there you go. And then that way you can, say you get out there and you're like, well, I need a little more weight. You can just real quick take that off, put on a bigger weight, smaller weight, add another weight. You can put 2 or 3 on here if you need to. Or when you're running down the river and you don't want your sinker back there smacking against your rod, or if you don't want them laying in the back of the truck, you don't want that sinker sitting there beating on your rod, chipping it up, damaging it potentially. But see if I can back here where y'all can actually see this. This is what it's going to look like when you're out in the river. That's there on the bottom. That's sitting there up off the top. And it depends on which way your current's flowing. It's flowing that way, whichever. It's going to be up off at the bottom. And you're going to sacrifice some lead, but I'd rather sacrifice lead than a big fish and a whole bunch of hooks. Alright guys, thanks for joining. I hope this helps somebody. If it does, let me know in the comments, or if you've used this rig for a long time and you've had good luck with it, let me know. If not, and you try it and it works out for you, let me know that too. I appreciate it. God bless y'all. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.